Hello, welcome. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. Our company help uh, real estate investors to buy one property at a time and on a very systematic way and in a way that uh, at some point in time in the future, they can achieve financial freedom using their passive income to replace their working income. So we consult with investors from all over the country to buy out-of-state remote turnkey investment properties, mostly cash flow properties, where we have the whole turnkey approach, the whole umbrella of services, one-stop shop. So investors, whether you live in any part of the country, have the ability to buy out-of-state, and whereby you don't have to do too much research and be able to buy multiple properties I don't know in a consistent basis so you could achieve your real estate wealth. So without further ado, I have an investor of ours. Of course, we did not twist his arm. He more than happy to share his experience about his purchase experience in one of our properties. Although we represent many markets in the country, like 5 or 6 markets where people or investors can buy different properties, diversify their real estate portfolio, so you can, like I said, so they can achieve their financial freedom. So I have Tim here. He's just purchased recently our property in Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and he's gonna share with you his experience in his own words and how it went from beginning to the end. So for the next 20 minutes, share with you what was your experience like, Tim. I mean, first of all, how did you connect to our network, and how did you what is your motivation behind your financial goals? And then third, why did you pick Buffalo Niagara Falls as your first of hopefully many investment properties to for your goals?
Yeah, well, so I went to a number of real estate classes. Some of them kind of on the very expensive side, and I wish I'd have met you, SeeWing, before I'd done that, because I went to one of your classes in Santa Clara, the adult education classes, which I found were very, very helpful and very useful. And then afterwards, started speaking to you, and then I had gained interest I already always had interest in getting real estate, investment real estate, and talked to you at length for a number of months, and met with you and some of your other clients at lunches before the pandemic thing started, and decided that I was interested in originally a duplex or a triplex in the Buffalo, Niagara Falls area. So I actually traveled there. I went to New York and met with Keith Kanazi and his son Caleb. Well, both of them very nice people, very, very helpful. Caleb took me around and showed me a bunch of properties, and through a conversation with Keith, determined that maybe the duplex triplex might not be the best choice, because there's some issues that can come up with that. Anyway, they shared a bunch of information with me, a bunch of their knowledge, and I ended up getting a single family home instead, which has worked out really well. The price was really good. And it's been, it's kind of consistent cash flow, really good cash flow. So
I'm sorry, what was the price of the property, and what is the monthly rent on that property?
The price was $43,000. The monthly rental is $750. Originally it was $800, but because of the virus thing, the homeowner, or the tenant, I should say, was having a little bit of difficulty, so we lowered the rent for a little bit. But she's, everything's been good. That's a good price anyway. So
did you buy with cash, or did you
actually I bought cash. I paid for cash.
Okay.
Yeah. So so yeah, I've been very happy. And then also I'm using a property management company that is part of their organization, and they've worked out well as well too.
Okay. So how did you go by picking a specific property, and how their team, the Buffalo team, helped you to give you some details about the neighborhood, about the property itself, the condition, and all those kind of things?
Yeah, they actually, like I said, I met with Keith the first day, Keith and Caleb, and spoke to him. He asked a lot of questions that were really helpful for me. He figured out what kind of property I was probably interested in, because they have hundreds of them. And then that day, Caleb actually took me around to probably, oh, I don't know, 10 or properties maybe. And then we looked at some of them we could get into, some we couldn't. They were all at different stages of being rehabbed and put on the market. He took me out 2 days in a row. So the second day I probably saw another 6. I narrowed it down to probably 3 properties that I was interested in, and came back home and thought about it and looked at the numbers and everything, and picked out one that I liked, and that's when I ended up buying. And what turned out to be really good is during the inspection, the inspector found that the roof had some issues. And so I talked to Keith about that, and he was really, it's something that they'd slipped by them, but it definitely was not intentional. So, we made an agreement, he on the price to do the roof, actually the garage and the roof on the home. I think it was $10,000 roof repair, or $9,000 or something like that. And so he suggested, well, if I was willing to pay, just a third of it, he would pay for the rest. So that's actually what we did, because originally the home was going to be 40, ended up being 43. So that I thought that it was more than fair. I have a brand new roof on the home and the garage now.
Very good. Okay, then. All right. So that was after the inspection report identified those areas, right? And you got
Right.
that taken care of. Any other? I know is typically those properties are quite old. I mean, they are like 80 to 90 years old. But the way the Kanazis do their business model is such that they use their own resources and their own money, for the most part, to rehab the property completely and make it a turnkey for investors like you to buy it. So it appears that the roof is more than enough for you to incur a little bit additional cost, knowing that the roof will last for many more years down the road. So
sure, yeah, it should be good for at least 10 years. And they're like a machine. They've got their people in place to do whatever, flooring, carpeting, plumbing, electrical. I mean, they told me that they're I think it was the second or third largest customer from the local Home Depot there. So they've got resources to take care of virtually anything, as well as property management, like I mentioned.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, the Buffalo Turnkey, definitely they have a very large, very good system. They've been doing it for many years in the Buffalo market. So
right,
they that's what they do, right? They have a rehab team. They have the in-house property manager. Is a family.
It is family owned and operated. I mean, I think all of probably half of that company are his sons, his daughters, his daughter-in-laws, his son-in-laws. They're all part of the property, the team, and they do a very good job. I mean, the areas, you asked about the areas. The areas are, probably not. It's not an area I would want to live in, but I always had to keep in mind I'm buying this for an investment. I'm not buying to relocate my family to. And the homes, they are old homes. So I mean, you're right. Some of them are probably maybe almost 100 years old. I don't know, but they're definitely old homes. But they're all, back then they made the homes. The foundations are really solid, and the homes are really sturdy. They've got to go through all those really rough winters and all the stuff, that the weather conditions that they have there. So that it's important to get an inspection done on the home. But I came back, the main things that I was concerned about, which was like the plumbing, the electrical, the foundation, and the roof, were the main things. I was really concerned about the structural things, because other things can be fixed pretty easily. But I was very happy. The inspector, I actually got his name from you. He was very thorough, and he caught that roof, which was really good, because otherwise it would cause me a lot of problems later. And said that I'm on the West Coast, and that's one of the things Keith had mentioned, and one of the reasons I didn't actually get a duplex or triplex is if any issues come up, you're really far away. I can't just jump on a plane all the time and head over there. So, but he was really helpful. They were all very helpful.
That's very good, very good. Okay, after they fix replace the roof, then the inspection is done. Other than that, the inspection report looks good. Everything's is rentable, livable, and all that, inhabitable.
Right.
And then after that, then you close. Then you use a title company, the attorney, to close escrow. Tell me
Yeah.
about the process, and then after you close escrow, tell me about the renter situation and the property management, how they play a role into the transaction.
Yeah. So when I bought the property, it was already, after the roof was done, it was ready to go. And the property management company said that they already had a tenant that was, wanted to rent the home. So that was like immediate. It was occupied. Everything went smooth on the closing. Like I said, they've got a team they work with all the time. Everybody I worked with and I talked to, they all knew everybody that was involved. They knew the property management company, they knew the Kanazis, they knew everybody. So it was really smooth, and that's very helpful because, like, again, I'm completely across the country. So I didn't have any issues, any hiccups with any of that. It was very clear, and everything went very smoothly.
Yeah. So yeah, good to hear, Tim. Since now, what was the gross rent again from the tenant? How much is a monthly?
$750.
750. So you bought it for 43,000 or a little bit more.
Right.
So if you do the numbers, you buy all cash, you minus your property management fee, which is 10% of the rent. You minus
Right.
the monthly taxes, the monthly insurance, and all that. So at the end of the day, you have a very good monthly net cash flow. What is about 750 minus all those debt obligations? What is your monthly net cash flow?
Well, it kind of varies from month to month because there's some things that kind of come up, little repairs and everything. But most months it's just the property management fee. The taxes come up too. But I'm probably, if I looked at all the numbers and average it out, I'm probably grossing or bringing in after everything else probably $625, $600 a month. So
yeah, that's really good. I mean that's I mean if you look at the benchmark in terms of the numerical returns, it just exceed the industry benchmark. We're talking, the rent to value, the rent is 750, the value of the home is in the low 40,000s minus your monthly debt obligations, then the cash flow that you mentioned. So it's really a way more than 1% rent to value ratio. Capitalization rate is more than 10% since you bought it with cash, clearly. So
yeah,
the numbers.
no, it's been a great investment. It was a great investment for me. In fact, excuse me. So yeah, we're looking possibly. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another property with those kind of numbers, but we're probably looking to invest again with Kanazis and their team and in that same area.
Yeah, that's right. They're doing well. They that's what they do, right? The Kanazi and the team, they help out-of-state investors for many years.
Right.
What you get cash flow in this market. In fact, this market have increased prices just like most everywhere in the U.S. This past year or so, right? I mean,
Right.
real estate is booming everywhere in the country, and Buffalo Niagara Falls are no different. They have, in fact, this past year, the Buffalo Niagara Falls have increased in double digit in appreciation. So go figure, right?
Yeah, it's great. But I mean, again, I wouldn't have even found that Kanazis or had this opportunity had I not met you and gone through your organization, and all your help too. I mean, you're like I said, I had some education myself, and you just kind of reaffirmed some of the things I learned, and then also I learned some other things from you too that were very helpful too. So it just kind of reinforced everything and gave me the confidence to go ahead and move forward. And as you probably remember, I wasn't, some people probably would invest without going out there, but I wanted to go check out the operation, the properties, everything. And, I was really happy with what I found.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you take the extra step. Although, like you said, most of our investors, they do not even go to the area that they are buying. So they buy remotely without physically seeing the property because they trust my network.
Yep.
We've been doing it for so long, but nothing wrong to visit the property before or after you purchase, just to get some warm and fuzzy feeling about,
Exactly.
the assets, right?
Yep. Yeah. No. I'm glad I did because now I do have that confidence, and they gave me the confidence to make the purchase, and it gives me the confidence to move forward again too. Maybe not even so much just in that particular area, but I know that you've done your homework and you vetted everybody really well, and you've worked with these people, and you know them. So if I plan to buy in another market, I mean, I might go there again to just check it out, just because that's where I am. But I would have confidence that I can. I don't necessarily have to do that. I have the confidence with your network now for that.
Yeah, that's good because even though a number of you might want to drink a glass of water. Yeah, a lot of my investors have purchased in Buffalo Niagara Falls as well as in other market that we represent using the turnkey system. So that's the idea, right? I mean, everybody's situation is different. They have different type of financial resources, but our hope with you and with our other investors that work with us within our network, we can systematically buy investment properties in other markets, so you can create a diversified portfolio asset allocation by areas. So that's how you grow your real estate portfolio. So as many investors that we've helped over the years, I still see a lot of challenge with most of my other investors. They, for one reason or another, they're scared to buy out of state. It's just a lot of fear. So obviously very courageous. You have overcome the fear. With the few minutes that we have remaining, how do you say to most of those wannabe, especially newbie investors, that for whatever reason they're too fearful to buy out of state? What kind of word of wisdom do you have for them?
Well, I mean, everybody's different, right? Like everybody has different risk tolerances and everything. And I was determined after all the time I'd invested that I was going to do something, and again, meeting you and going through you and your resources and your connections, it helped me pull the trigger on that a lot faster. And, to have the confidence to do it, because I've been hem-hawing around for a long time. But, I just say, if you're fearful of if it's the first time that they're working with your network or the first property they're purchasing through your network, I mean, if they might want to take the time and go see, to make them feel better. But personally, I think that they probably, they don't need to worry about it. I'd recommend, your system, I mean, your organization 100%. You definitely, like I said, do your homework and these people, so they can have confidence moving forward. They're they're getting what you represent. They're not getting something different. So, but if they're that, if they're worried about it, they should go. And yeah, being across the country or out of state, that adds a little bit of anxiety to it. But again, the property management company I've been working with has been really good. So you said about, you talked about maybe investing in different markets to kind of diversify a little bit. At this point, I'm kind of thinking a little bit differently. I'm thinking that I might want to stick in the same market because I know that market, I know the team. I put an LLC in place for this property, and if I buy other properties, I can put them under that umbrella of that same LLC and keep the same property management team. So it's a known commodity for me. So, and it's been a great investment. I'm getting a good return on it. So, why argue with success in my mind? So I'm thinking if I do this, I'd do another one. And for the price, I mean, I know the price is going to be more next time, but it's probably the best investment I've ever made.
I'm glad you said that, Tim. As a matter of fact, for those investors that have purchased in this area of our network, Buffalo Niagara Falls, because the price is so cheap. I mean, where else in the country we can find, a $40,000 or $40,000 to $50,000 single family home or a $50,000 duplex in this market, and the rent is so high relative to the purchase price. So cash flow is huge. We're getting some appreciation as well, which is
right.
Low price. So many of our investors in the past have purchased 3 or 4 or 5 of the properties here in Niagara Falls. In fact, some of them, the properties that are in this market that are $55,000 range, you can get financing. You can get 20 to 25% down financing to purchase a duplex for $55,000 to $60,000 right. With the Kanazi, because Kanazi, the property that they represent, that is on their personal portfolio. You're not buying in the open market. You're not buying multiple listing service. You don't have to go through multiple bidding in bidding war like we all been hearing out there, right? So
Right.
the
Yep.
inventory is available for only for investors, so you can
Yeah.
handpick the property you want, right? So
Exactly. Yeah. No. And you know, and they tell you right up front, this is our price. This is a fair price. I mean, they don't negotiate on the price, which is fine. You know, I mean, it's a fair price, and you get it. Like you get it. It's a great investment. You're getting a good return on it. And and so I asked Keith. I said, so if you know, why don't you just buy these properties and hold them? I mean, you've got hundreds of them in your inventory. Why don't you just do that and collect the rents? He said that's just not that's not what their business is. Their business is to buy these properties, rehab them, and turn them for profit. And you know that makes sense. If you're, I mean, at that size, it makes a lot of sense. You know, you want to hold on to it and collect $750 a month when you can turn it over and make, you know, whatever they make on it. So
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah, very good business model. So it's a win-win situation, win-win-win for all of us being part of our network. Thank you, Tim, for taking time out of your busy day to share your personal experience. Many investors like to see testimonials, and I really appreciate that. To help our network, and we help you. We're gonna have a long-term relationship, and
Yeah.
So if you have nothing else to say, then
Well, SeeWing, I just appreciate all your help, and I look forward to continue to work with you in the future. You know, like you said, long-term relationships. So you've been a wealth of information for me, and you've always been able to answer questions really straightforward and honestly, and I appreciate that. I've been very, very happy in working with you.
Thank you so much, Tim. There's some nice, kind words. I don't take it lightly. And like I said, I love what I do. I love working with investors. I guide them along. I mentor them and I consult with them. I'm very approachable, right? I'm very, very approachable by FaceTime, by email, by text, by phone.
Right.
Follow through very quickly because each investor is important to us. Although we have, quite a few thousand members within our organization, but few of them take the plunge, and I appreciate that. It's like I said, I'm happy for all of you to continue to march on for you to buy more properties so you can achieve more wealth through real estate, more passive income. So when you retire, you can have the freedom to do whatever you want, travel, whatever, and have a good time and have a good quality of life, knowing that this real estate portfolio is providing you with the passive income and the equity for you to achieve your future financial goals. So, thank you so much, Tim, for your time, and thank you everyone for listening. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.